Hello everybody. I must apologise for the fact that my hair looks like I've been pulled through a hedge backwards. I've had it in a scrunchie all morning, and to be fair, for the fact it's just been rolled in a scrunchy bun, I mean, I'll take it. But I have about half an hour before my sleeping child wakes up, so I thought I would sit down and do this video because I did promise it about 4 months ago. So I never gave a time frame, and the amount of DMs that I get that is like, when are you going to do your baby like must-haves, no-nos video? I thought I would sit down and do it for you today. I put up a story a couple of months ago of everything that you wanted my opinion on. So if you've seen me use it before and you want to know whether I like it or not, or just generic things that I recommend. So I'm going to go through these, and then I also have my own list of things that I just love and want to kind of give a special shout out to. So yeah, like I said, I've got about half an hour, so I'm going to try and get through these as quick as I can. I am a waffler, so I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum. But first thing is prams. So I have the eye candy pram and I have the Jules travel pram. I love both. I recommend both. The eye candy, in my opinion, is one of the best on the market. It's sturdy, it lasts for a really long time, it's really like wearable. My downsides to it is that it is very heavy. It takes up a lot of space in the boot. So if you've not got a big boot, it's probably not the pram for you. It doesn't fold down small. And then I have the Jules travel pram, which is probably, I'm starting off with, probably my favorite thing that I own for Jude or as a baby essential. In my opinion, I would say splurge on your travel pram. I know that the bigger kind of prams are more expensive. In my personal opinion, I use the travel pram 10 times to the one that I use the eye candy, purely because it's lighter, it's smaller, it's like goes down in one button. And I know some of the really good travel prams like the Jules can be on the pricier end. I would spend your money on the travel pram. You will use it so much more than you use your big pram. However, what I will say is I don't live in an area that I can walk anywhere. So I literally live in the middle of the countryside. So wherever I want to go, I have to get in the car. I think that would be different, and I would use my eye candy way more if I could just walk out the front door and walk. So that is maybe one thing to consider, is if you live in an area where you can just walk down the street, walk to the shops, get a coffee, you've got a high street or maybe a nice like park nearby, then by all means splurge on your big pram. But if you don't and you have to get in the car to go everywhere, I would say spend your money on a travel pram over a really fancy, expensive main pram. I just love our Jules. I recommend it so much. The only negative I have with it is I wish the under bit of storage was a little bit bigger. I can't really fit that much in it. So if storage is a big thing for you, I mean, travel prams generally, because they're a travel pram, they don't have much storage, which again is why I can say it's like the tiniest negative. But yeah, I love both of our prams. I recommend them both. It's the Jules Air. Oh my god, actually I believe you can get a bassinet for the Jules. So the travel pram that we have is the Jules Air, but I believe you can get a bassinet that fixes onto the Jules Air, so you can have it from birth. So that might be worth looking into. That is everything on prams. Wouldn't do anything differently. Next is breast pumps. So I use 2 breast pumps. I recommend them both for different reasons. First one that I bought was the Medela. It was the double pump, and I'll have to get the specifics. I'll put like pictures on the screen of what they are. But that was the first one I bought before I had Jude, kind of was preparing and stuff, and I really loved it. For the price, in my opinion, this is really worth it. If you're looking for, they generally are really expensive, so if you're looking for a more affordable one, I would really recommend that. My tip with breast pumps, if you're thinking of pumping, is get a double. Invest in a double pump. I had a really rough recovery, so if you don't follow me on Instagram or don't really remember me talking about it, I had a really rough recovery, and it meant that I couldn't breastfeed, and I pumped from day 2. I spoke to so many mums. I was so open about it on Instagram and stuff, and I feel like I can speak for a lot of mums when I say pumping is really hard work. Having that double pump will just save you so much time, because if you think about it, you can't really pump while you're feeding your baby, or I couldn't, because I felt like the kind of buzzing and the suction was right on Jude's head. So I would feed Jude and then I would pump straight after. You kind of do pump for about 15 minutes a time, so having to do it for 15 minutes rather than half an hour, one on each boob, it will just save you a lot of time, and I promise you, you won't regret making that extra investment to have 2. So yeah, I had the Modella. I really loved it, and then I actually worked with LV, and I fell in love with their pumps. So I had originally only one. I bought the second one myself. That pump was amazing. It slotted straight in your bra. You didn't have to, with the Modella, you was kind of connected to a wire in your like handheld kind of machiney thing, whereas the LV, it literally just slots in your bra. You do it all on your phone, so you click start, stop on your phone. It tells you how much on your phone, like how much you've collected, so if you only need so much, how long for. You can do all the settings on your phone and stuff. So I really love that. If you have the budget for that, I would personally recommend the LV over the Modella, just because I found it that little bit more comfortable. I didn't look kind of like I was all wired up. It's a bit more discreet. I did it out. I was more inclined to pump out and about with the LV than I was with the Modella. So yeah, that is kind of my 2 opinions. The only thing that I will say with the LV is it is very expensive. To me, it was worth every penny, but yeah, I do want to add the LV, quite spenny. So yeah, they're my 2 experiences with the pumps. Again, I loved both, and one's not better than the other, and they kind of level out on kind of pros and cons. Nappy caddies. Nappy caddies is a funny thing, because I feel like this is really specific to, I feel like nappy caddies is really specific to you as a person. I was really lucky. Jamie bought me a beautiful nappy caddy for Christmas last year, and it was quite an expensive one. I don't use it as much as I would like to. So again, I think it all comes down to you as a person. I hate carrying loads of bags, and again, maybe because I use the travel pram now more than I use the eye candy, my nappy bag doesn't fit under the travel pram. I don't use it anywhere near as much as I would like to. I have spoken about it in a previous vlog actually. I carry around a tiny little zip up, like kind of like a toiletry bag, where everywhere I go I will have a couple of nappies, out some wipes, a spare bodysuit, and either his bottle or his food. The only reason that I will really take his big nappy bag out is if I'm out for the whole day, and I need his lunch and his dinner and his bottle, if I need a change of clothes, or if I'm going away overnight, I tend to just use his nappy bag. But generally day to day, when I'm just like pop into the shops or nip in to see Jamie's mum, I will literally take out a tiny little toiletry bag. So again, it's kind of like, if you've got the budget, then great. If not, I bought a Zara one that was about £50, and I use that as an overnight bag for him a lot when I go down to see my mum. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. If I was to do it all again, I probably wouldn't splurge on a nappy bag. I think there's so many other things that your money is better spent on. But yeah, it's one of those things that now I will have it forever, and I will have it for all of our children. But yeah, I just don't think, because a lot of people was like, is a nappy bag worth spending that amount of money on? And personally, I would say no. But again, other people use their nappy bags every day and they literally don't leave the house without them. I personally am just not one of those people. Judy's waking up. Maybe he's gonna have to sit in here. He can give his input. Is that funny? good. We can sit and we can chat. So next up is baby products. So I have my staple baby products routine, don't we, pal? We have, I'm not gonna lie, we've not really veered from birth, but I just have my products that I love and I will scream about them from the roof. So again, I don't want to waffle too much, but day and night we use the Mustela baby water and the Mustela face cream. Bless you. Was that funny? And then bath time we use Nala's. I love Nala's baby so much. Used it from the get-go. We use the bubble bath, the body wash and the nighttime oil. During the day I actually really like My Little Coco's body lotion. While I'm on My Little Coco, oh my god, to be honest, my favourite baby product has got to be the My Little Coco spritz. If you know me, have spent any time with me for the past month, maybe 6 weeks, when I first come across it, I will spray you with it. I am so obsessed. I am so obsessed with that smell. It is like the epitome of baby smell. Hi. And I spray it on everything. I spray it on his changing bag. I spray it on his cot, his sheets, on him, on his clothes. And he gets so many compliments, wow, he smells so good. So yeah, I couldn't recommend that product more. That is a necessity. I think it's about £6 from Boots, and it is the best £6 you will ever spend. And next is something that I didn't actually get asked about in the question box, but I get DM'd about it a lot, so I put it on my list. It is the Bini Bamba fur pram lining, and I couldn't recommend this product more. I feel like this is a must. Basically, it's so clever. It keeps them cool in the sun and then it keeps them warm in the winter. I don't really know the ins and the outs of how it works. I don't think they're the cheapest. I think it was about £100. I actually added it to my baby shower list. It's one of those things where you don't necessarily want to spend the money on it, but somebody will be happy to buy it for you. It will 100% go to good use. That sun is so in my eyes now. Isn't it? How do we rectify this situation? Sorry if the lighting in this video is all over the place, but let's get that. We'll have to use that for now. So yeah, Bini Bamba, really recommend, and maybe add it to your baby shower list because it's a great present, I promise. Which actually, talking of baby showers, leads me really nicely into my crib. I wish I knew about my crib when I was pregnant / organising my baby shower, because I had this awful notes page that I was trying to share with people, and every time I'd add something it would knock something else out of sync. And my crib is basically your wish list. So whether you use it for yourself, just to show yourself what you need to buy, what you've already bought, what you've ticked off your list, or you can share it with friends and family for something like a baby shower, where you can literally add the exact products, what you want, the link, the brand, everything. People can get it for you so they know exactly what it is you're after. Which for me as well, I hated asking for anything for my baby shower. Whenever somebody would say oh, what can I get you, I'd be oh, anything. I hated specifically saying oh, we need this, we need this. But then even more than that, I hate the idea of people getting doubles and then wasting their money on something that we won't use. But yeah, if you have a baby shower coming up, I feel that is just the perfect tool, because people aren't wasting their money. They know exactly what you want. They know it's going to get used. As well, when I'm going for a baby shower, I want to know that I want to know the exact product they want. And there's no harm in that, I don't think. I know it's easy for me to say because I've been there and I'm oh, get me anything. But on the other end of it, when I'm buying, I'm no, give me exactly what you want. I want to know that that baby is going to use it and it's going to help you and things like that. So that is my crib. I'll leave the link for it down below. There's also loads of other useful things, other recommended products from other mums and stuff on there. But I personally would have really liked to have used it for a baby shower and my list of things that I needed to buy. So yeah, that is that. And then again, still kind of on baby shower, I'm gonna quick fire some of the cheaper things that I've used, not used, and brands I like. So first thing on my list is the water cooler, so the flask for formula. There's a couple, there's the Newbie one, there's the Tommy Tippy one, I believe there's another brand that do one. I have both the Newbie and the Tommy Tippy. I personally really love the Tommy Tippy one over the Newbie one. The Newbie one I found is a bit iffy. It doesn't always cool it down. The light sometimes doesn't work, whereas the Tommy Tippy one, I've had no problems with it. You also get the like the flask to keep water hot as well. So I would take hot water out in the hot flask, and then it would keep hot all day, and then I'd put it in the cool-in one, and it would cool it down so it's the perfect temperature for the bottle. So in my opinion, I would personally go for the Tommy Tippy one. Then next is actually the Rocket. This is a bit of a controversial one. I've not used the Rocket once. Sorry about Jude in the background. He's sat in his ball pit playing with all of his toys, so if you can hear him, sorry about that. Yeah, the Rocket, I never used it. I still have it. It's sat in the car, never used it once. But people love it, so I feel like that's one you've got to figure out for yourself. This is a huge one that I don't see a lot of, but I swear by it. The car seat. We have a car seat camera, so instead of having a mirror that you put on the back of your like car seat, we have a camera that you attach a camera, it plugs into your it plugs into your cigarette lighter, and it kind of sits on your dashboard, and it's a camera. It's way less, like, I feel like it's way safer, because if I had a camera, I'd constantly be like making sure that I can see him properly and stuff. The camera, it literally sits on my dashboard and I see him perfectly. It's it has night vision, so I can see him in the dark. Where are you coming from? He's crawled out of his ball pit, guys. This is the reality of trying to film a video with a child that doesn't sleep during the day. Okay, we're not going to climb on the coffee table though. We're not, I'm afraid. Take 235. I'll leave a link for the car seat camera that we have. It wasn't expensive for what it is. I'd have thought like a car seat camera would be extortionate. I think it was about £25. And we have one for each car. Speaking of having one for each car, what I would really recommend, and I feel like it's becoming really popular, is me and Jamie got a Isofix base in each car. So we've got one car seat, we have the Cybex car seat. Really recommend that, love that. Apart from the fact that it's really heavy, I really love it. But we have a base in each car, so all we have to do is put the car seat in. If we had to take that base in and out, we would only ever use one cart, because I wouldn't trust myself to take that Isofix base in and out. Like, we had it fitted by the guy professionally, and then that has not come out, and that will not come out. So I really recommend that if you, again, budget stretches, to have one in each of yours and your partner's car if you've got 2 cars in your household. Then what monitor do you have, do you recommend? I actually don't love our monitor. We have the Angel Care one. Do you know what? It's not been terrible. I think it was like a mid-price range point, but I just don't love. We have the breathing pad. I find that it goes off a lot in the middle of the night, and then that panics me. But it's just where Jude has moved to a corner of the bed and it's not picking him up, but then it wakes him up. So that's the only thing really that I don't love about it. But what I do love about it is it's not Bluetooth, so no weirdos can jump in and watch your baby sleeping. The monitor is literally linked directly to the camera. I could take that breathing pad away and just have the monitor with the camera, but then I like that, like, peace of mind. So I'm kind of in the process of potentially looking at other monitors, but it's not like high on my priority list. It's just not something that I would be like, yes, like rush to buy that one. I'm kind of a bit like, iffy about it. Little things, a lot of people have said like, what next to me did you have? We had the snooze pod. Really recommend it, love it. It done the job. There's not much that I can say on it. She went to the baby show with Jamie's sister Emily, and I was like helping her out with a few bits, and she was looking at the snooze pod. I really do like, however, the mamas and papas one. The only thing for me that's missing on the snooze pod is underneath, it's just there's nothing there. The mamas and papas one had like storage, so you could put like a changing mat there. There was room for nappies and wipes, so in the middle of the night it was all there. Our snooze pod, it doesn't have that, it's just empty underneath, and it just looks quite messy. We had all of that under there, but yeah, it just was all a bit messy, whereas I feel like the mamas and papas one was quite just quite neat and tidy. What bottles did we use? We really loved all the Mam stuff, the Mam dummies, Mam bottles. Used them from the get-go. One Tommy Tippy thing that I don't know if Mam do it, but we use the Tommy Tippy ones. The little milk holders, you can measure exactly how much you want. They have come godsend. If you can get your hands on a few of them, they are the most helpful things whenever I go on holiday. Now he only has 2 bottles a day. If ever I'm going to stay at my mum's overnight, I don't have to take a big tub of milk. I just fill a few of them with exactly how much milk he needs. It takes up no room at all. So yeah, love them. Get mine from Tommy Tippy. Bottle prep machine. We got one. We got the Tommy Tippy one. Never used it once. This is where, again, it's going to be down to you, but I wouldn't rush to get the bottle prep machine. I rushed to get it because I wanted it for before he was born. First of all, I didn't use formula until he was 3 months old. Second of all, once he turned 3 months old, he slept through the night. So I was buying this bottle. I was buying this bottle prep machine thinking I'll have it next to the bed. If he wakes up during the night, I won't have to go downstairs. By the time he was on formula, he slept through the night and I didn't need to use it. So for me, I feel like, again, I will definitely keep it for next baby, but don't rush to buy it. Buy it if you need it once the baby's here and your baby's not sleeping through the night. So that's my personal opinion on that, is just don't rush to buy everything. Like, having a baby is so expensive. If you don't need it for when he's first born, spread that cost out. Like, wait. I can remember I spent such a fortune rushing to get everything, and you do want to be prepared and you want to know you have everything before this baby comes. But things like a monitor, you don't need to buy a monitor until the baby turns like 5-6 months when they're in their own room. I like rushed to buy it, and that was probably an extra 150 quid that I could have had at the time to spend on something else and not be so stretched out. Same as the prep machine. Buy it if you need it. Like, save yourself that £150, spend it on something you really need, and then if you need it, great, buy it 3 months down the line if your baby's not sleeping through the night. That's my one thing I think that I would do differently if I was having a baby for the first time, is just spread the cost out. Like, there are things you don't need until the baby's 3 months, 6 months, now 9 months at Jude's age. And I bought it when he was born, and so many things have either not been used or, yeah, it's just, that's my little tip. Sterilizer. The sterilizer we used is Biter Baby. There's not much to say on it other than very good sterilizer. We got ours from John Lewis. Again, I asked for that for my baby shower. My nan and granddad kindly got that for us. Again, it's something you don't want to buy, but you need. So yeah, add that to your baby shower list as well. We used the Docker Tot. We really loved the Docker Tot personally. We just had it sat on the sofa when he was a newborn, and he would just chill in there while we was watching TV. Sorry, last one is baby carrier. So, baby carrier, ours was extortionately priced. I'm not gonna lie. We got ours from, it was the Armadillo carrier, and I can't remember the brand it's called. And I feel sick at how much my nan got it again for our baby shower. It's only now that I'm using it. Jude hated it for the first like 6 months. He hated it. Every time I put it, he'd last 2 minutes. But now he sits in it happy. He faces, I think it's because he didn't like facing towards me, but now he faces out and he can see what is going on. Yeah, but again, I wouldn't spend that amount of money on it. I think Baby Born do a really good one. I think Munchkin do a really good one. But yeah, that is pretty much everything worth mentioning / what you guys have asked me about. It would have taken 20 minutes. This video would have taken 20 minutes and would have been way more put together if my son slept for longer than half an hour. And he didn't wake up, because now it's been spread over about 2 hours of me trying to entertain him / trying to get him to sit still for 2 minutes. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys that are pregnant or got babies. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.